You've been on before. You know the basic gist.
Yeah,
Did you pick out a song?
I did.
Look
Fuck!
at you, step ahead of both Sam and I. Hello, and welcome to Saving People, Queering Things, the supernatural podcast where the brothers are accidentally involved in an amateur snuff film. Oops. Hey, it's got to happen to all of us, right? Anyway, today we are pulling up to season 8, episode 4, Bitten. I'm your host, Noah. My pronouns are he, him.
I'm Sam. My pronouns are they, them.
And once again, coming back as a returning guest host is our iconic dear friend, Sarah.
Hey, back again. Well, I usually plug my TikTok here, but
How about plug your pronouns instead?
yeah, well,
You can plug your TikTok later.
You can do that. Well,
That's
maybe.
true.
I'll cut it
Well,
out if it's not relevant.
Maybe.
if it's gone, pronouns, they, she, whatever.
They, she, whatever.
Theo always comes on and says pronouns any/all/ I don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah, that's the vibe. I have a Twitter. I don't know what's happening with social media right now. Just
if you want to find Sarah, track them down. Here's their IP address. Track them
Go
down.
to their house.
Find them. Actually, I don't want to put that out there in the world. Don't
Yeah.
find
Yeah,
any of
that's-
us, please.
Yeah, please don't do that.
If you want to meet up, hit us up on our Discord. It's free to join. Okay, so today's question that I have for my co-hosts is, if your best friend was becoming a werewolf, how would you handle that in, I'm going to say 10 words or less. I will be counting. Chuckles don't count. You're lucky.
Can I ask a question?
yeah, no, you can't. Sorry.
This
is why I wasn't
There goes all my words.
There's half of them right there.
Are they being a bad werewolf?
I would say they behave just the same as Michael does in this one, where they killed one person, but to be fair, they were a douche nozzle, and you don't really care about that person, you know?
Yeah.
Like, think of the worst person you know,
Mm-hmm.
and they killed that person. Elon Musk.
Right now it's Neil Gaiman.
Oh, fuck. Okay, fair. Well, it's more about, like, someone that you know.
Someone that I love and know very
Well,
dearly.
wait.
I love my best friends.
Well, no,
I don't know about
wait,
y'all.
no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the person that gets killed.
Someone I
is
fucking
someone
hate?
You know, but you don't like. Someone you wouldn't care about if they went missing off the face
Yeah,
of the
that's
earth.
fine. I don't
So
care.
it's like,
If
okay.
someone I love killed someone and I thought they had justification,
I mean, yeah.
I'm not telling anybody.
Fuck yeah. Let's go.
No!
That's one word.
You're gonna become soup.
Gonna become soup.
Gonna become soup.
Sarah was talking to Sam and I.
That is what my roommate says to my cat anytime she messes with anything. So, because I'm in his room and she's messing
have
with
to-
stuff.
You have to behave the way
Funny.
when in Rome. Okay, so how would you deal with a best friend becoming werewolf?
I would support them.
You got 6 words left. You're done? You're good?
Also, fuck. Not fuck, but like, no.
That's it. Thank you. That was good. You would support them and also fuck.
No.
But not fuck. Also,
That's it.
that was good.
Sure.
Sarah, what
Yeah.
about you?
Bestie, there's an issue. However, it's all handled.
However, it's all handled. Don't worry about it.
Love you.
Okay, good. I was going to say you got 2 more words, but you nailed it. Shit. That was pretty good too. I would have to go with fuck it, we ball. Let's go get these fuckers, pal.
Nice. Well
Yeah.
done.
Well, now that you've met us all very deeply and you know a little bit more about us than we might have hoped, it's time to catch you up. If you haven't watched Supernatural recently, here is what you've missed on the road so far. First up, Sam is going to recap the show up to this point. Sam, how you feeling? Are you ready?
You know, this gets harder and harder.
Oh, yeah, and we're only on season 8.
I know.
That's a halfway point.
That's true.
Wild. Sure, I guess. I'm
Okay,
ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so there are these brothers, and they fight monsters. Surprise, there's monsters in the world. and also demons and angels. And one of the brothers falls in love with an angel, but we don't like to talk about it. Well, we like to talk about it, but they don't like to talk about it. And they had a shitty dad. Then they had like a adopted dad who was great. And we loved him. And I don't know, other shit's happening. What's happening right now? Kevin.
I don't know. Kevin.
Like, where are we right now in the story?
Kevin.
That was pretty good, though.
That was Dean's first words. Kevin.
Kevin.
Like the mom from Home Alone.
Oh, fuck. We've gone so long without a Home Alone reference.
I'm so sorry.
No,
Is that a touchy subject?
I have no idea. I don't think we've ever actually mentioned it. It might be.
I don't think so.
8 seasons and 3
not
episodes.
a thing.
Yeah, don't worry. You're good. But speaking of, now it's Sarah's turn to recap this week's episode. How are you doing? Focused? You ready?
Sure.
Oh, shit. That felt very prepared, Sam. What do you think? Mm-hmm. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so Sam and Dean break in a door to 2 dead bodies. So they're a little late to the murder party, and they get a little note that says, hey, watch this. So they watch an amateur film that was edited after she killed her best friend. And I don't know. She turned into a werewolf, 2 werewolves, 3 werewolves. Things happened. And then Dean lets her go. Even though she's a monster. No, stop.
Noah, you were the worst.
I know, but I realized Sarah hadn't
So
experienced
distracting.
the timer anxiety that I can produce.
How kind of you.
It's how kind. I just want to be inclusive. That's my main thing. I don't want anybody coming into this not feeling like they're a part of the team. Speaking of the team, we've got a real great team here to talk about this week's hunt because now we're all caught up. Let's move along. Today we're pulling up to season 8, episode 4, Bitten, through the theme of fear. How are we feeling about this episode, guys? I
forgot this episode even existed.
Okay.
To be honest.
I mean, because most of it doesn't have the boys in it.
Well, yeah. And I must
episode.
say, I think it's an interesting episode, but it's not my favorite.
And that's fair.
I respect that.
I think it's the biggest filler episode we could have 4 episodes into a season.
It is
right
very
after
early.
Dean returns from purgatory.
Yeah,
right. Like I want
we're
some
getting
meat.
basically nothing from them.
It is a story that they, view through this lens that does impact Dean and what he's been going through since he got out of purgatory.
Yes.
But it's not a story involving the brothers, I mean, okay, wait, now that I think about it, it is sort of a juxtaposition of the 2 brothers against each other because Dean is sort of going through this whole journey about monsters don't necessarily have to be monsters, especially if they didn't choose it. And Sam is like, well, I just want to live my life and make it work. And so combining those into one character who is going through that same sort of focus, okay, I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you get your mom to sit down and watch Everything Everywhere all at once, and you're like, hey, so are you picking up on these messages? Because I needed you to pick up on these messages.
Sure.
Sorry, Mom, but did you watch it, Mother? Anyway.
I have feelings about this episode. I don't.
Well, do share.
It's an interesting point to put something as separated from the brothers in the story. But it's also really nice to see. Not nice. It's cool to see how they act around, in public. We see that background and what the hell they're saying in the privacy of their motel rooms. But seeing what people think from the very few sentences they can hear of them faking being FBI is kind of funny.
The best bit of representation of women in this episode we got was her being they're not FBI. The 2 boys are they're definitely FBI. They're talking about werewolves, and she's like, fuck off. No.
She's like, no.
You're not.
These guys are not professional.
FBI don't talk about that shit, okay? Get your head out of your ass. To stop trying to bite each other.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I have to say, the men in this episode
all
suck.
My God.
They're all awful.
They're so shitty. All of them. Not even just the 2 mains, but anybody they interact with.
Yeah, they're all bad.
It's just so gross.
I think I hate every single person except for Kate. So, which is a ton of events for Supernatural.
Yeah, it's making Kate the most likable character in the episode. Hey, Hey, look at you. Still doesn't pass the
Bro?
Bechdel test.
Yeah. So not that much growth.
She is seen talking to other women. Are those women ever named? No.
Of course not.
Do we actually hear from them?
No. Just her. And everything we see from her is caring about her partner.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's skip ahead to the end of the episode a little bit. She survives. She makes it
Yeah.
away, and she is determined to live a pacifist werewolf life. And I'm on board with that. I like it.
I love her.
She's very strong.
The way she is so protective of Michael, and she literally covers his body with a sheet, but she tears Brian limb from limb and sprays his blood all over the fucking house.
Done with him. Like, okay.
I love it. Just girly thing.
Girl math. No, I really enjoyed her characterization in this episode, except for the whole like she's only focused on like it seemingly feels like school drops out of the equation after the first 5 minutes of the episode.
I forgot they were in school.
Right? Me
It's
too.
like we don't really know the timeline of stuff.
True.
So, like, I assume it takes place over a couple days.
Yeah. It feels like a week
Right.
at most.
Yeah.
And that's pushing it.
And
Based
they show
on-
them at one class?
One single class. And oh wow, that's the one class that
The professor
interacts with their whole rest of the story. You're like, cool. I guess we could assume, if we are assuming the best, which is saying a lot for Supernatural, we could assume that Brian has edited out irrelevant footage by the time that he decides he wants to become a werewolf, by the time he figures out that it was that professor that became a werewolf. But still, I don't think Sam and Dean are going to be sticking around in this town for more than a week if Sam is convinced that there's not a case here and Dean is like, well, there is.
That's true.
I don't-
perpetual fight between them.
Yes. Like, I think the very most that they could ask for is a 10-day period.
Yeah.
At
So, like,
most.
that being said, things happen pretty quickly. And
Very quickly.
so we've got the first bite, but that's after someone had been killed. So we've got the first kill, and then the professor bites Michael
Yeah.
to become a patsy. And then we see Michael just show off his powers, and no one's freaking out about that.
That's another thing, is that when Brian confronts Professor, he says it was last week that he fell victim to his urges.
Oh.
Which, like, okay, let's phrase that better. But he does say it was last week. So I think we can assume the opening scene of the film, quote unquote, was maybe a few weeks ago when Michael and Kate started dating.
Yeah, I'd assume, and that's the thing, because it is seen through this lens of a film student, basically. That footage could be months old.
Yeah.
But we're talking the timeline of the Winchesters being
Once
there
Sam and
is-
Dean show up, like, that's when things really
that's when it kicks
solidify
off.
into a week.
They get their stuff for cases from like news reports and stuff.
True.
Mhm.
Right? So,
But they still show up when the body is fresh.
right.
You know, like, they show up the next morning,
But was there a body before that?
10 years ago or so.
Mm.
But they don't
But
even
not-
know about that
It's
until
really
later.
quick.
Yeah. So maybe they were nearby. Maybe
Probably.
Yeah.
they have a tip line open. Maybe Sam is putting out some sort of
I doubt it. He doesn't want to be a hunter.
It's true. Maybe Dean is hitting up a few of Bobby's previous contacts and is like, hey, have you
yeah.
heard of anything recently?
I
don't-
think as the show progresses, it becomes more and more in the air of how they're catching these cases. But especially this one where we're not seeing that beginning.
Yeah.
A lot of speculation we could have on.
A little plot, convenience.
Yeah.
We love that.
Big fans of it over here on the CW. Tune into any of their other shows.
Truly.
Yeah. So, like, personally, I would believe they were close and they heard about a very bloody dead
Ooh.
body. And that made Dean go, hey, this is probably a case. And Sam's like, nah. And then they get there and they're still
Nah.
fighting over it because.
But Driver picks the music and Shotgun shuts his cake hole. So I didn't say cuck.
You're.
I was
this
real
was-
close. I was real close.
I was like,
The eyebrows.
Oh,
No. They probably also have a police scanner, you know,
Oh,
in their
for
car.
sure.
So like,
I mean,
That
we've
might
seen
have
that
helped.
before.
yeah.
Them having a police
that's
scanner.
true.
So maybe it's that. But either way, we
Whatever,
get
they're there.
a very super shitty home movie that just exemplifies all the worst aspects of both of these two men and the other men. Like, they filmed somebody making out behind the bleachers, and then it's very assaulty,
and not saying anything.
not saying anything.
They just let it happen.
No one checks on the person.
She runs away. There's
Ran
two
away.
of them. They could split up, and one person like is like, "Hey, yeah, we got that on video," and the other person checks on her and is like, "Hey, are you okay? Are you good? Like, do we need to call anybody?" But no,
because instead of being actually
decent
considerate
human
of
beings, yeah,
the human being who is assaulted, they want to rub it in the face of
the
the
assaulter.
douchebag.
Mhm.
Yes.
Which,
And to be fair, that guy does die by the end of the episode. Which, hey, okay, props to the writers. But it's not because he was a shitty person. It's because he happened to be there when Michael was going out on the walk.
but it is because he was a shitty person, because he was a shitty person to Michael about Kate, and that's what set Michael
That's
off.
true. That's true. But it wasn't about him being shitty by assaulting somebody. It's because he was shitty about Michael's girlfriend. Like, yeah. So still because he was shitty. Not for the best reasons he was shitty.
Well, Michael wasn't hunting people.
True.
So, like, if he had hunted him down, this would be a different conversation. But he was just trying to get some groceries.
But to be fair, if Michael had hunted down somebody that he witnessed assaulting somebody else, I would be a lot more like appreciative of Michael in this episode. I would have been like, hey, okay, so you realize that you're super strong and you have quote unquote superpowers, as you say, and you're doing it to get rid of rapists? Like, yeah. Okay.
I love
That's
it.
a superhero, in
Can't
my
argue
opinion.
with that.
Yeah, fuck yeah. What are you, Daredevil? Let's
You
go.
sure are a Mayan god.
You are. Yes, sir. But no, he's defending his partner, which is also decent, but there's seems to be a lot of other reasons that this guy deserved it. What was his name? Clark? Scott. Never mind. Scott. Clark was in my mind because of our D&D game, and I was like, Clark is a shitty guy, and Clark died, ripped open by somebody in the woods.
That's right.
Different person.
Karma.
I think it is a little funny to think about Kate finishing editing the video while covered in blood, as well as surrounded by two dead bodies.
How long do we think it took her?
Depends on how much of the footage was edited by Michael already.
True. I think up until the fight was probably edited by Brian.
Yeah.
And then...
And if she's a film student, I feel like she's got some experience under her belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't take too long.
But also, she does cut in like a lot of, voiceover and montage stuff. I don't know how long that takes. I'm not a video editor. But I imagine it wasn't, like, I don't think she could have finished this all in like 8 hours. Although she does have like werewolf speed and...
Yeah, I feel like it's not like she's needing to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably fair. But do we think she fed during that?
No.
No. She seemed pretty determined to like be a good werewolf.
Yeah. So she sort of finished it, got the fuck out of there.
I mean, at the very least, the timestamp on the video was like an hour and a half, I think, when they were closing it down. So that's an hour and a half just watching it.
Which is weird. I mean, not weird, but interesting, because how much of that did we not see? Because, Supernatural episodes are 45, 50 minutes at most. How much of that did we actually witness?
Yeah. I'm curious. Maybe they cut out the other classes.
Oh, okay, there we go. There was like a few classes, and Dean was like, let's fast forward through these. Like, we don't need to watch them watching these classes.
I don't need to know the fear and the Pythagorean.
And then they get to the one, what was it, psychology that the one got? I don't remember what it was.
It was something to do with literature, because they kept talking about Animal Farm.
Yeah, they did. So maybe that was the first class, and every other class they fast forwarded through. Okay, I can see that. Interesting.
Yeah. I love thinking about stuff like that, where there's so much footage that she had to sift through. There's
on multiple
45
different
minutes.
cameras too.
Yeah, there's so many cameras.
Yeah.
There's also 45 minutes of film that we don't even see, that she thought was important enough for these fake FBI guys to see, so they wouldn't hunt her down.
Very interesting.
It's giving Ghostfacers effect, and I love it.
But like Ghostfacer's effect to another extent, because like the Ghostfacer's episode, we basically saw the whole episode. This is like,
Just
yeah,
like
so what
bits
if
and
somebody
pieces.
watched the Ghostfacer's episode, but also didn't show you all of it?
Yeah. What if someone filmed the Ghostfacers episode being
Yeah, it's like Lost
Inception.
Tapes. You ever watch Lost
Yeah.
Tapes? Wasn't good. Don't recommend it. But Kate walking away at the end of the episode, that stuck out to me for multiple different reasons. One, I love seeing monsters through different lenses. Love it. I'm so there for it. So does Dean, clearly. But it was also the inspiration I needed for my mixtape pick this week. It was Hide Away by Daya. It's, sort of a where do all the good people go to hide away from all the problems that they face in today's society, and like people that want to see them fail, and where are they? Like, because you claim they're out here, but where are they? Maybe they don't want to fucking be found because they know that there are people who will try to make the worst of them. And so I don't know. It just kind of jumped out to me.
I like
Good.
that.
Props to Kate for getting herself hidden.
Yeah. And props to Dean.
Yeah, for going through so much growth. I really
letting her go.
thought when he was like, "Hey, Sammy," I thought he was gonna ask or say, "I'm sorry about Amy." Like, the most recent monster kill that didn't need to happen, but Dean even let Amy's son go. So it's like,
I feel like at this point, Dean is too in his own head about things. Like he's too in his own stuff. Like I feel like where his mind is at right now is with Benny.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's a lot of parallels with kind of them letting a monster go to be like, oh well, maybe she'll do good.
Maybe she'll make it work.
Maybe she'll make it work. Which I feel like is kind of what is going on with Benny.
Yeah, I think that's definitely where Dean is at with him, because Dean has seen the best sides of Benny.
Yeah, for Dean.
All of them. Anyway, it also really resonated with me because just over the past probably month and a half, I've listened to all of the podcast Malevolent by Garland Huthry, who is so fucking talented. Oh my God, he's everything I want to be in a podcaster. But it's a super fascinating audio drama based on the Call of Cthulhu system, but it starts off as a murder mystery where a private detective can't see, and his eyes are inhabited by a voice in his head. So the voice in his head can see, but the detective can't. And so very good setting for an audio drama, first of all, where one person has to describe what they see to the other person. Great. But it starts off as like a murder mystery and like, oh, okay, I'm caught up in some supernatural mystery. But it very quickly evolves into what makes a person, what makes them good, what makes a monster, and what stops them from being bad. And it really delves super deep into the definition of each of those items. And it's so fascinating because there's so many different aspects that they present. Like, is a person defined by the actions that they've made previously? Are they defined by what they aspire to be? Are they defined by what they do now? Like, it's phenomenal. I recommend it to everyone out there. Please go listen to it. And Sam and Sarah, I need you guys to fucking listen to it because I need more people to talk about it with, because it's so good. There's only one episode a month, so once you catch up, you'll be fine. It's ending this year.
You sound desperate.
I'm so desperate. I'm so desperate. I can't undersell that. If anybody in our Discord has listened to Malevolent, please hit me up in the Discord. Let me know. I've got thoughts. I've got issues. I got problems. Don't even get me started on the Butcher. Jesus Christ, he's one of the best characters in that show. I've only convinced one sibling to listen to it. And they aren't listening fast enough. And I had to bully my mom into listening to it, but she won't even finish it. So I don't know what I was going for there. So please, guys.
I'll think about it. I've been reading a lot lately. We just have to
I have so much going on.
It's fine.
I have zero time for another
Zero
thing.
time for me.
I might start.
No time for you, Noah.
I might start a new job. So if I start a new job, it'll be an office job, and then I'll need to be listening to something.
Okay. So this will give you 45 hours. Well, no, they're 30-minute episodes. So probably 30 hours of content, but plenty of thought content. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
The thought
The
content.
thought content is very important because every episode that comes out, he answers like 3 questions that you had going on, but he also gives you 4 more, and it's like, oh fuck. It's very good and very interesting and very fascinating. And also, Harlan motherfucking Guthrie voices every character in that show. And he edits it, and he produces it, mixes, masters, writes it. He does the whole thing himself.
Is this your goal in life?
That's pretty cool.
It's 100% my goal in life. Well, see, that's not fair because I have so many people that I play D&D with that I very much appreciate their contributions to it. So I'm not trying to discount that. Sam, Elena, August, KJ. Like, yeah, I get that. But also,
yeah.
if I was as talented as him, that would be fantastic. Anyway, I've talked about that enough. Please listen to this. What are y'all's mixtapes?
I had a really cliche one, which is Werewolves of London.
Okay. Yes.
But also, I opened up Spotify, and You Can't Catch Me Now was literally in the middle of playing, and I think that would also be a great choice.
Hmm.
And that's from the Hunger Games, the song Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I think Olivia Rodrigo performed the version Olivia Rodrigo performed the version that is currently up on my Spotify.
Hell yeah. We stand Olivia.
She's so talented. But yeah, the first thing I thought of was Werewolves of London. But that does really just make me think of werewolves in general. And that one's by Warren Zevon.
I've been really loving Florence and the Machine recently.
As you should.
I've come back around. This one I chose as like the ending vibes when what's her name?
Kate.
What's her girl's name?
Kate.
What?
Kate.
When Kate is like walking away and
Towards Atlanta from The Walking Dead,
towards
basically.
wherever she's going. I chose Dog Days Are Over.
Oh, yes, you did.
That is really funny too.
It's a pretty good pick,
Thank
honestly,
you.
and very ironic.
Yeah, just the title. Even if you don't know the song, the title.
Yeah,
But
I
if you
love
don't know
it.
the song, fucking go listen to it.
Yeah, go
What are you
listen to it.
doing
It's a
right
great
It
now?
makes me so sad after Guardians 3.
Was
I
it
don't
in
know.
Guardians 3?
It's like the end song.
Oh, I didn't even know there was a Guardians 3.
Okay, wait. Kill the guy that looks like a carrot. It's such a good scene.
What? I
There's
need to
this
watch
scene.
this.
There's this scene where they're like, kill the guy that looks like a fucking carrot. And then like the camera cuts over to
Is
these
there
2
a guy
guys.
that looks like a
And this
carrot?
one guy is like super orange and has green hair and like looks over at the other guy and is like shrugging his shoulders like, what? I don't even
What?
It's just so stupidly funny, but it lives in my head rent free. So pretty
Sounds
good.
great.
But the Dog Days Are Over being the end credit scene means a lot more. Anywho, what else have we thought about this episode, guys? What any other thoughts and opinions?
There's a deleted scene.
Oh shit. I did notice that when I was looking at my DVD, but I did not actually watch it. What's it about? Well,
They are filming. So Michael and Kate are filming the Impala. So this is of our boys.
baby.
Well, it's specifically about Sam.
Ooh.
Sam's walking out of a liquor store and going to like a payphone. And then,
Where's he
then
going?
Dean leaves the liquor store. And Kate dials like the Star 67 to see who Sam had called.
Oh, like to do the
And-
redial.
Oh.
And guess
Who
who
did
it
that-
was?
Who was it?
No.
Amelia.
Damn it.
No! God, I forgot about Amelia.
Okay, so
She keeps
Sam.
popping back up.
Okay, and it's
Type one.
deleted, sure, but like it's basically canon, right? Like
Exactly.
it's basically canon that he's checking in on her after leaving.
Oh, Sam.
And I'm guessing this would take place before Michael found out that he was a werewolf, because I'm just looking at the script.
Well,
And it says Kate says he was calling a veterinarian, Dr. Amelia Richardson, and Michael says why, and Kate goes, I don't know, an animal bit you? Why would he just hang up?
top-notch writing.
So, and then you get to watch Sam and Dean drive off in the Impala.
Okay. Always a
There
good
is
thing to watch.
something I haven't talked about.
Okay, let's wait.
What is
it
it?
the same thing I haven't talked about? I'm
I
very
don't
curious,
know.
actually. Go ahead. Yeah, hit us
The
with it.
double Wincest joke.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's exactly my last note that I had.
Good.
I was like, why the fuck are they going to bring up this office romance joke twice in the episode?
Twice.
So stupid. And like, I thought we were past this, guys.
I thought so too. Eric Kripke
No.
left.
He's gone. Daddy issues and family issues are out, right? No, apparently not. Because now we're in the Carver era. So I guess Carver has just as many issues as Kripke does. And
They just don't.
Oh yeah.
Who wrote this?
I feel like there were less Wincest jokes during Gamble's era.
Probably. Because she's a woman and she has
Yeah, I feel
taste.
like we haven't had them in a while.
Standards.
Robbie Thompson wrote this. Robbie.
Robert. When he's in trouble, he uses his
Better.
full
Come
name.
on.
I'm upset now.
It's disappointing.
This
I'm so disappointed. Robbie
I'm
Thompson,
like
why would you do this to us?
Once is like still not great, still not good.
I do kind of love that
Twice?
this was low-key a Halloween episode.
It was a Halloween
It aired-
episode.
Like low-key. It aired on October 24th.
I mean, that's his. Wait, 24. Wait, no,
Okay,
yeah, no,
Then
because they
what
had
was
one
the
that came out on
last-
Halloween.
The next one should have come out on Halloween then.
Yeah,
I don't know what,
the next one is called
but it's not a Halloween episode.
Blood Brother. Oh, it didn't actually come out on Halloween.
No, I'm just saying it's not an actual like it doesn't
Oh.
have that Halloween vibe to it.
Oh,
Because this is
did this one?
Is this one supposed to have a Halloween vibe?
No,
Because
it's
it
just
doesn't.
aired on Halloween.
No, it
Oh,
aired the
okay.
week before.
Oh
Sarah.
no, I meant the next one.
Oh,
Sorry.
Sorry. Anyway.
I just I don't
It's all
know.
good.
I feel like there's something Halloween-ish about
Like found footage.
yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Like
Blair
this-
Witch
This
Project.
whole show is a Halloween themed.
Well,
have
yeah.
you guys ever watched the Blair Witch Project?
No.
Okay, I've only watched it once. And that one time was when Theo and two friends of ours woke up in the early mornings of, I think it was New Year's Day. No, couldn't have been. It was somewhere in January though. And we drove up the snowy mountain through a bunch of like icy spots. And it was not the best move. Let me just say that now. We got to nearly the top of the mountain. We parked in the snow in like a little blizzard that was coming down. We pulled up the Blair Witch Project on my computer and we sat there and watched it in the middle of the fucking woods in at 4:45 in the morning.
What?
And so then we started it. I was in the driver's seat and I did the little crossed arms, leaned back to watch it, and was like, okay, interesting. So they're out in the woods, they're filming, and then the movie's ending. That's the credits. Cool. Hey, how was? And I look around and everybody else is spooked out of their goddamn minds because I fell asleep for the whole thing, and they were like, "Oh my god, we're in the middle of the woods. Noah, get us out of here right now." So if we're going through the theme of fear, I think that found footage really applies to the theme of fear pretty decently because it's like a raw expression of the panic that people go through when they are, being chased in the woods and by a monster and they're like, jumbles all around and it's like glitching and
Yeah. I think there's something
That's fair.
to kind of just reiterate what you just said,
Pretty
like
scary.
raw to the fear that we see from them.
it's panicky. Like it's
But also they're not scared enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're like seeking it out still.
Like,
They are fear addicts.
yeah, they're kind of just like addicted. Yeah, they're like addicted to it. They just keep kind of going back to it.
Yeah.
It's weird because, like,
It's not a healthy relationship they have with fear.
no.
No.
Brian is more like afraid of being a loser for the rest of his life than being a fucking werewolf.
Which, okay, let's be fair. If you're going to go around filming a whole bunch of people without their consent, filming women and judging them based on your first opinion of them, filming people making out, and then only focusing on the guy afterwards, yeah, you should be worried about being a loser for the rest of your life because that's fucking creepy shit to do.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
not good.
It's strange.
And I'm not going to say that, like, nobody can change.
Like,
Because, like,
until Brian comes back covered in blood, like, they're not scared of changing him.
they're like,
They're like, oh my god, he's hurt. And then he's not hurt. And they're like, okay.
Which-
and
okay,
now
well,
he
to
has,
be
like,
fair.
superhuman strength. And they're like, cool.
If I saw my roommate come back to the room with covered in blood all over his chest, sure, but also streaming from his mouth, my first concern wouldn't be, "Are you hurt?" I would be like, "Hey,
Well, that's
buddy."
the second. That's the second time he comes
So-
in covered in blood.
Oh,
The
that's
first
true,
time when he's
because it's
bit
the
and he
shoulder.
was
Okay, yeah, that's
actually
right.
hurt. Yeah, when he comes back and he's just like covered, like standing there like a
No,
fucking action
That's
figure.
that's the one where he's covered in mouth blood because
Yeah.
Brian finds Michael out in the woods when he got bit.
Yeah,
And he like
and
carries
that's
him
his
back
arm.
in. Yeah. The second time I would be like, "Oh, I just got a call from another dorm and they actually have an open bed, so I'm moving out actually."
I would be concerned. And like Brian has a lot more fear for that than Kate does. Kate's like, did anyone see you?
She's like, "Were you caught?" Sorry? We just caught him. What are you talking about? What?
Yeah.
Ugh.
So
The
I hate
whole
Brian so bad.
Yeah, he's the antagonist of this episode, right? Like,
Yeah.
he's
I will say, sorry, go, you keep
Nope.
going. No, I was gonna go off on a completely
Do
different
it.
tangent. Oh, because I was curious what song was playing when they came in, because
Oh,
Dean
yeah.
has to take the iPod off. It's called What's the Matter by Milo Green.
Sorry, a quick little thing. When Dean puts it back on the iHome or whatever, this iPhone 3, he puts it back on there. Couldn't help but notice that the volume level was all the way at the lowest spot. So he puts it on and it starts playing and oops, shouldn't be happening, but okay.
Well,
movie magic.
convenience. That was Kate edited that too, actually. We didn't notice that, but Kate edited it.
From the road.
Sorry, what were you saying? Yeah, tell us about the song.
So just like this is the song that was playing the first time that Kate and Michael meet.
In
So
the bar, coffee spot,
coffee shop,
whatever
I
it is.
think. And then he
The last
plays
time
it
we see
for
women.
Kate. And then she chooses to leave the song on with Michael's dead body. I think that does
It is kind of
make me-
sweet.
Yeah. But lyrics
Wait.
wise,
But sorry, I do think that she had it on while she was finishing editing, but then it seems like on her way out, she hid it out of the iHome, out of the speaker, because it was like face down when Dean picks it up to put it back on. Oh no, that's right. Never mind.
No,
In the
he
beginning,
took
he
it
takes it
off.
off. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
My
so
bad, my bad.
it's playing
It
when
was
they
playing
come
the whole
in,
time. Okay.
and then
Yep.
Dean takes it off, and then he puts it back on,
Yeah. Okay.
which is interesting.
Yeah.
But I guess it's because
Okay.
they're leaving the crime scene.
But can we talk about how they leave the crime scene with the door busted in from the outside, and they don't delete the file on the on the fucking screen, right?
No, not
So,
that we
like-
see.
yeah, I
Oh, wait,
thought that
no,
was
they take the hard drive. Never mind. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
I'm missing a lot of pieces right now. Okay, anyway, what were you saying about the lyrics of the song?
So it's What's the Matter by Milo Green. A lot of the lyrics are just What's the Matter.
Okay.
But we've got some your love is never good enough, your love is lost on me, you don't know your love is lost on me, which is kind of like giving Brian. Like, because Brian's like, I love you.
But I'll never tell you until I've already turned you into a werewolf.
Yeah, weird. And then like this last verse is Dreamer, you'll waste your time. Do you ever wonder why we go on and on and on? Love is gone and gone and gone. What's the matter? What's the matter with you lately? Which is sad.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, I guess it's appropriate for her leaving.
Yeah, which I respect.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe in the time that she was finishing the movie, she listened to that last verse a lot more and was like, yeah, I'm definitely leaving. Like, this is it. And you know what? Fuck it. Let the two of them listen to this for the rest of time until somebody finds them.
Yeah, because it would haunt Brian and be
Sweet-ish
sweet
to
to
Michael.
Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, okay, it did seem like Michael was trying a decent amount because, like, the one time he ended up lashing out was when someone was saying some really bad shit about someone that he claimed to love. So it's like, okay. But still,
Yeah.
when you realize that you've been gifted, quote unquote, gifted, a significant amount of power, and you should learn to hold that back.
Yeah.
Especially against like your roommate / best friend. Like,
I do have to say, I think it's nice to know that, not nice, I don't know. Brian asked Michael to bite him, and Michael was like,
yeah. See, that's
no.
No.
that's
You
a
don't
big
want
part
this.
of like Michael tried. Like he was trying to do the best with the shitty situation he got dealt. Because he
Yeah.
wasn't going to pass it on to somebody else.
Mhm.
Because he had already recognized that like it's not a gift, like it is a curse.
Yeah.
Like why do you want this? Because you feel like you're weaker, and sure you are, because I have godlike strength, but it doesn't seem like it has a good end goal in mind. So let's not spread that around, sir.
Yeah. And also to hate on Brian a little bit.
Let's do it. I hate
Um,
Brian so much.
Like, he just thinks that him becoming a werewolf will make Kate love him.
Uh-huh.
That's
Because he
not how
thinks
things
that
work.
Kate loved the strong and powerful aspects of Michael, which, first of all, she fell for him way before he became a werewolf. Like,
When
what
he
are you
was
talking
lying
about?
about being a film buff.
Yeah, so maybe read into that a little bit more, Brian, and see that, hey, your personality is pretty shit.
Yeah.
It's very
And
creepy.
also, Brian was like, he doesn't have he knows nothing about cameras, right? And she's like, yeah, I'm teaching him.
She's like, yeah, and that's kind of what I dig, because like not okay. Half of the problem of relationships is that like if you don't have shared interests, if the other person is interested in learning about your interests, that's a good sign. That's a green flag. You don't have to share all the same interests. Like it seems like Michael is interested in learning what Kate knows.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's true and honest, we don't really know, but Kate seems like she's teaching him. So like feels like he's listening and
And
learning.
he's already supportive of Brian.
Yeah.
Like, I have to say, he's a pretty decent friend.
Yeah, he's
Like,
watching
he goes
out.
on these expeditions with Brian and does
Mhm.
these weird ass things for his movie.
That's true.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest problem with Michael is that
He's
he's
a man.
you're fucking psychic. I was about to say is that he is a man. But yeah, and he's a himbo a little bit. Like
Yeah, I love it. And they talked about the Mayan god, and he's like, I'm a Mayan god.
he's like, yes, baby. And then he has that moment where he looks in the mirror and he's like, I'm a god. It's like, huh.
And then he's like,
He's having
this is
a
actually
moment with
kinda
himself.
scary.
It's like now we've leaned too far
Yeah.
the other direction.
This is too much, actually. Take it back.
Okay. Do you have any other big notes, interesting notes about this episode?
I do not.
I think I'm also cached. Well, then, how about we move on into our final and many would say favorite section of the episode? It's our character blessings. Who would you guys like to bless this episode?
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah. Okay. Hit us with some.
Kate deserves to be blessed, and my blessing to her is that she never runs into the Winchesters again.
Yeah, for real.
That's pretty solid. I
I
respect that.
just don't think there's anyone else to bless it.
I know. I was like, can I also
They all
bless
suck.
Kate?
Yeah, we've
I
done
don't really want
plenty
to
of
bless anyone else.
We've done plenty of double blessings.
Yeah.
Feel free.
Kate, I hope that Kate can truly like be okay and not like really turn into a monster and just like be able to like live her life.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and bless Dean because we don't see a ton of him this episode, but we know that he is watching the story that we are watching with 45 minutes of bonus features, apparently. And I know that the things that are running through his mind at the end are about Benny and about Dean's connection to Benny and maybe a hint of Cass. Like, he doesn't tell us what he's doing there, but he's clearly not okay at the end there. And so I really want to bless him for all of the thoughts and emotions that are running through his head at that moment and hope that he can find a way to grapple with them in a positive manner.
Yes.
Because that's not always easy.
He is going through it.
He's going through it.
Like, he's already going through it because he just came back from purgatory, and then he gets thrust into this amateur film that he has to watch
Mhm.
where this girl has to kill what was one of her closest friends because they're an awful human and watches her boyfriend die.
It's not a great time for her, and it's not a great
really
time for
not.
Dean to watch all of this.
Yeah, which I don't know, they're in college, so like 20. Like she was probably like, that's the love of my life.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
really sad.
So
And like
sad.
Dean just lost somebody close to him.
And he just lost
say
the love of
someone
his
he
life.
loved. Yeah.
Because Cass is still missing at this point. We don't know the full
Yeah.
story about what happened to Cass.
True.
Fingers crossed. Didn't like the face that Sarah made there. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the end of the episode. That's all we've got for you guys today. Sarah, thank you so much for coming on this episode. I'm so glad that you picked this of sane mind and unclouded thought.
I definitely wasn't drunk when I picked this.
No, yeah, exactly. So I'm so glad that you came on to talk about it. It was a great time.
Yeah,
Honestly,
thank you for joining us.
Props to drunk me for picking this one.
Yeah.
It's a fun episode.
Good job.
It's interesting and it's different.
Sometimes you got to come on to talk about supernatural episodes that aren't great.
Yeah.
Because they are borderline more fun to talk about.
But it's also breaking that formulaic aspect that Supernatural really beats into its viewers.
I do really like that about this episode, is that it's not a Monster of the Week episode. It's a found footage episode. Like, okay, yeah. We've only had like one of those so far. Ghost Facers, like.
What is that, found footage?
I mean, to be fair, you're right. It's not found footage, but it is
footage.
Yeah, I guess amateur footage. We'll go with amateur footage episode. This one is truly found footage because she leaves it for them to find. But anyway, thanks again, Sarah. And so just to recap the we won't say disaster of a plug session that we had earlier on, but you are on Twitter at skirt.
Yeah.
And you are on our Discord.
I sure am, I think.
If you aren't, you will be by the time this episode airs.
I actually might not be. I might be a terrible person.
I'm gonna send you an invite before we wrap up the call. Anyway, if there's anywhere else that you want to plug yourself, you show up over on Raising Perdition from time to time.
I show up on Supernatural Opinions from time to time. I've shown up on Driver. No.
There's this really cool on queering things that you show up on.
I keep remembering that both of y'all were driver picks.
Yeah, but we are not.
Yes, I have appeared on driver picks as well. So
okay, beautiful. Don't know what it invites.
Twitter, TikTok, whichever one's still around when this airs.
Skirt for all of them.
Yeah, there's like a dot in the middle of the one on TikTok, but
skirt.
But the person who has skirt has like 3 followers, so you're gonna find me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fair enough. Well, you know what? Speaking of finding us, make sure that everyone out there who has already found us and is listening to this episode is subscribed to Saving People Queering Things wherever you listen to podcasts, and share our show with your friends, like Sarah, because Sarah apparently isn't a part of our Discord.
Speaking of Discord,
I forgot that wasn't the part I was promoting.
Join. We have our free Discord server. You can also find links to our socials and catch up on the latest season mixtapes at our website, queeringthingspodcast.com.
And you should definitely join the Discord server.
I heard the vibration of Sarah's phone of me sending the invite while Sarah was saying that. So, hey, it's all right. It's all good. But you know what? Speaking of supporting things that we all love, if you haven't heard already, we've got a Patreon going out, and it's honestly a blast. We've got, I think, 1.5 bonus episodes up there already. We are hyping up the perks when you join. There are so many different levels. If you need to learn more about it, please definitely go check that out, because
we're very excited about it.
We're so hyped.
There's so many fun things that we want to be giving out. So please sign up so that we can give you things.
Come on and join us, dog. We'll let you guys know. Oh, hey, I'm getting a notification. Someone new has joined our Discord server. This is crazy.
Oh my god.
Who could it be? It's probably a really awesome person.
Probably super fucking cool. I waved at them. So, hey, if you want me to wave at you too, come and join our Discord server.
I goodness, so fun.
All right, well.
I didn't think that this would end in me roasting you, that you weren't part of our Discord, until your face was very clear that you weren't part of it.
I think I just didn't realize I wasn't a part of it until you said it. And I was like, well, I'm part of the pod squad. And I was like, that's not.
Well, with that, be sure to ride along with us next week as we explore Season 8, Episode 5, Blood Brother, through this theme of meaning.
Thank you all again for coming along for the ride, and we wish you a peaceful road until we meet again. Hopefully on Discord.